My wife said she needed a girls' weekend to de-stress, but I found a positive pregnancy test. But I had a vasectomy. Never thought I'd be this guy posting my relationship drama on Reddit, but honestly, I'm spinning. Like, head swimmingly, stomach churningly lost, and I need some outside perspective before I do something I regret. So, quick background. My wife, Lisa, F29, and I, M30, have been married for 7 years. We have 2 amazing kids, a boy, 6, and a girl, 4. Generally, things have been good. Not perfect, you know? We have our ups and downs like any couple. We had a bit of a Barney last week about who was supposed to unload the dishwasher. I mean, seriously, the dishwasher. But it felt bigger somehow, like we were both walking on eggshells. Anyway, she's been planning this girls' weekend for months, supposedly with her college buddies, Sarah, Emily, and Chloe. Sounds harmless enough, right? Relaxation, wine, gossip, the whole shebang. Except Lisa's been acting weird, like suspiciously, manically weird. The past couple of weeks, she's been practically bouncing off the walls, humming, smiling to herself, spending hours getting ready in the morning. Which, don't get me wrong, she always looks great, but this is different. She bought like a whole new wardrobe, lingerie, dresses, shoes, stuff she'd never normally wear on a relaxing weekend. She even got this like sultry haircut, short, choppy, totally different from her usual style. It looks good, don't get me wrong, but why? And the packing. Oh God, the packing. It was like she was moving to a different country, not going away for 3 nights. Suitcases overflowing with clothes, makeup, enough toiletries to stock a small pharmacy. I swear, she even packed that ridiculously expensive watch I got for her birthday. She is acting fishy. It's a bloody girls' trip, not a fashion show. The thing is, she's also been super affectionate, like clingy almost. Hugs, kisses, telling me how much she loves me. It's nice, but it feels forced, like she's trying too hard, like she's compensating for something. And here's the kicker, the thing that sent me down this rabbit hole of paranoia. We're not exactly in baby-making mode. See, I had a vasectomy a couple of years back. We both agreed 2 kids were our perfect little, loud, messy, exhausting family. Done and dusted, or so I thought. So this morning she's gone. Finally, left for the airport at the crack of dawn. I'm alone in the house making coffee, trying to shake off this unease. I go to grab some aspirin from the bathroom cabinet. Headache, probably from the stress, and I knock over the little trash can. And there it is, wrapped in toilet paper, but unmistakable, too. Pink, lines, a used pregnancy test. Positive. My stomach just vanished, like I think it teleported to another dimension. I stared at it for a good minute, trying to make it disappear with the power of my mind. No luck. I picked it up, double-checked. Yep, positive. Not new either. It was definitely used. Now my brain is doing that thing where it tries to come up with rational explanations. Maybe it's old, maybe it's a friend's, maybe it's a faulty test. But deep down, I know something is seriously wrong. And adding to all the weirdness, before she left, I swear I saw a flash of a deleted text on her phone. I was reaching for the remote, and she had her phone open, and I just caught a glimpse before she quickly locked it. It was something like, "Hey, can't wait to see you," or something equally flirty. I couldn't see who it was from. Reddit, I'm freaking out. Am I going crazy? Is this even possible? Am I overreacting? What the actual do I do? Update 1. Okay, Reddit, so things have escalated, or maybe de-escalated. I don't even know anymore. My head is a goddamn mess. Thanks for all the comments on the last post, by the way. Even the ones telling me I'm a paranoid, controlling ass. Seriously, some of you are brutal. First things first, I did it. I confronted her. Well, confronted is a strong word. I texted her. I know it's cowardly, but I couldn't handle a phone call. I needed to see her words, in black and white. I kept it simple. Hey, found something in the bathroom this morning. A used pregnancy test. Positive. Care to explain? I waited, and waited, and waited. My phone felt like a live grenade in my hand. Finally, she replied, and, oh boy, was it a doozy. OMG, babe, I can explain. It's complicated. It's not what you think. Okay, already, red flags the size of bloody billboards. Then she went on this whole rambling explanation about how it must be an old test from before my vasectomy, that she must have just forgotten to throw it away, Or maybe it was one of her friends and from when they stayed over months ago. Or maybe it was a faulty test. She threw out every possible excuse except the obvious one. She even had the nerve to get angry at me, accused me of not trusting her, said I was being paranoid and controlling. The irony, right? I replied, "Seriously? You think I'm stupid? It was used, Elisa, and you've been acting weird as hell for weeks." She just kept deflecting. "I've been stressed with work. The trip was supposed to be a break. You're ruining it." I didn't reply. I couldn't. I was too, I don't even know, disgusted, disappointed, just numb. So while I was waiting for her to inevitably call and try to smooth things over, which she did about 5 times, I ignored them all, I did some digging. Yeah, I know, snooping is bad. But desperate times, right? I checked her iPad connected to her WhatsApp, briefly. I know, I'm an arse. I feel a bit bad now. Would she be right to call me TA for this? Found a few things. 1. Deleted messages. Lots of them. I couldn't see the content, obviously, but the fact that she deleted them felt significant. 2nd call log. Frequent calls in the past couple of weeks to a number I didn't recognize. Long calls, too. Some late at night. 3. I tried calling the number. Straight to voicemail. The message was a generic, automated one. Didn't even say a name. Suspicious. 4. I even tried searching up the number, but couldn't find anything helpful. I took screenshots of everything, just in case. Then, because I'm clearly a glutton for punishment, I posted an update here. Told you guys about the confrontation, the evasive answers, the deleted messages, the unknown number, but the overall consensus was, yeah, something's not right. And that's what's killing me. I decided to take things in my hand, tried to cool down. I still have to check her laptop. I am going to get to the end of this. So, here I am, still in my house, which feels strangely empty without her, even though I'm furious with her. Waiting, wondering, and dreading what I'm going to find next. I'll update again when I have something concrete, or when I completely lose my mind, whichever comes first. Update 2. Right, Reddit, buckle up, and I'm not sure I can handle it. First, thanks for all the comments on the last update, even the ones calling me a controlling arsehole. I get it, snooping is wrong, but I felt like I was drowning in a sea of lies, and I needed something, anything to hold on to. So, I did it. I checked her laptop, and it took a while. She's got a password, obviously, but it wasn't too hard to guess. Our anniversary. Ironic, right? I felt sick the whole time, like I was betraying her, even though she's the one who, well, you know. I started with her emails, mostly work stuff, junk mail, the usual. But then I found a folder, hidden away, labeled MISC, inside emails, deleted emails actually. But I used one of those recovery programs. Thanks, Reddit comment section. And there they were. Most of them were boring. Work stuff, online shopping confirmations, that sort of thing. But then, a few stood out. They were from a man. I didn't recognize the name at first, but the content, and here are a few I have picked out. Can't stop thinking about last night. You looked incredible in that dress. Wish we could have stayed longer. This weekend can't come soon enough. Counting down the hours until I see you again. My heart sank with the first one. It was like a punch to the gut, but I had to see it for sure. I looked at the dates. They were recent, like within the last few weeks. And the weekend they were referring to? It had to be the girls' weekend. But then I saw another email. I will plan the perfect surprise for him. I am so excited. I don't know. It just made me double guess everything. But I had to be sure. Then I checked the phone records. I know, I'm obsessed, but I needed to know. I logged into our online account. We share a family plan, and there it was. The same number that was on her phone. The one she'd been calling and texting frequently. The one that went straight to voicemail. I ran the number through one of those online search things, and a name popped up. A social media profile. It wasn't a name I recognized immediately. But then, it clicked. A friend of a friend. Someone I'd met like once at a party a few years ago. Mark B. I barely remembered him. I also checked her laptop and found out she'd booked a hotel room for 2, not too far from our place. The booking was made weeks ago, for this weekend. She'd paid for it with our joint credit card. But here's where it gets really messed up. I got a text, a few hours ago, from an unknown number. It was short, brutal, and it changed everything. We need to talk about wife's name. I'm sorry. It was signed Mark. Mark, the guy from the emails, the guy from the phone records. I tried to call him back, straight to voicemail. Of course, I feel sick. I tried calling Lisa, but it went to voicemail. So I will wait. I'm numb. I don't know what to think, what to feel. Is he apologizing for an affair? Is he apologizing for something else? Is he lying? Is she lying? Is everyone lying? I need a drink. Or 10. I'm going to wait for her to get back. Tomorrow. And then, I don't know, confront her, scream, cry, all of the above. I'll update again after whatever happens. I feel like I need to gather myself before I face her. Wish me luck, Reddit. I think I'm going to need it. And maybe a lawyer. Update 3. Right. So, she's back. And it's weird. Really weird. The flight landed a few hours late, apparently. Weather, she said. But the way she said it, I don't know. Too breezy. Too cheerful. Like she was trying to fill the silence with this manic energy. She practically bounced into the house, all smiles and hugs, and I missed you so much. It felt staged, rehearsed, like she was playing a part in a play she hadn't quite memorized. She went on and on about the trip, how amazing it was, how much fun she had with her friends, how they went hiking and wine tasting and stayed up late gossiping, all the usual girls' weekend stuff, but it was all surface. No real details, just this relentless, high-pitched cheerfulness that set my teeth on edge. I tried to act normal, asked a few casual questions about the trip, about the other women. She answered quickly, vaguely, deflecting any real conversation. It was like trying to catch smoke. Every time I thought I had a grip on something, it slipped through my fingers. I waited, let her unpack, let her shower, let her settle in. I needed to see something, a crack in the facade, a flicker of guilt, anything. Then I did it. I brought up the surprise I'd found, the pregnancy test. I didn't accuse her, not yet, just said I'd found it. And I was confused. Her reaction was Oscar-worthy. Seriously. She went through this whole range of emotions in like 5 seconds. Surprise, confusion, concern, then this forced, light-hearted laughter. She claimed it had to be an old test from before the vasectomy, that she must have just forgotten about it. Or maybe it was one of her friends from when they stayed over months ago. She even managed to squeeze out a few tears, accusing me of not trusting her. The performance was impressive and utterly infuriating. I didn't say anything, just watched her squirm, watched her try to spin this web of lies around me. I could feel the anger building inside me, this cold, hard knot in my chest, but I kept it down. I needed to have all the cards before I played my hand. I'm about to show her everything. The emails, the phone records, Mark's text, everything. I took a deep breath, grabbed the folder I'd prepared, because of course I had a folder. I'm a goddamn mess right now, and said, Lisa, we need to talk about everything, and that's where I'm leaving it for now, because honestly, I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm either about to blow up my marriage, or I don't even know what the or is. Wish me luck, Reddit. Or don't. I don't even know what I need anymore. Update 4. So, I did it. I showed her everything. The pregnancy test, which she still insisted was old or faulty or some other bullshit. The emails, the ones I'd managed to recover, the ones with the missed you and can't wait crap. She tried to say they were to a female friend named Mark? Yeah, right. Then the phone records, the calls to the unknown number, the late-night texts. She tried to claim it was a work thing, a new client, a project she was working on. But the timing, it didn't add up. And then Mark's text, the one that said, we need to talk about wife's name. I'm sorry. That one broke her. She didn't explode, didn't scream, didn't cry. She just deflated, like someone had stuck a pin in her and let all the air out. She started to deny it, of course, the usual. It's not what you think. He's lying. You're twisting things. But her voice was weak, shaky. The fight had gone out of her, and then the argument. Oh God, the argument. It wasn't loud, not at first. It was worse, this low, simmering rage, years of unspoken resentments bubbling to the surface. I accused her of lying, of cheating, of betraying me. She threw it back in my face, saying I was never there, that I was always working, that I didn't pay attention to her. She said she felt invisible, lonely, and then she said it, the thing that made my blood run cold. She admitted to an emotional connection with someone. She admitted to flirting. She admitted to feeling something, but she swore that it hadn't gone any further, that there was no physical affair, that it was all just talk, but it wasn't Mark. It was all a game of deflection, and she wanted to play it safe. Then she broke, admitted that she was indeed pregnant. I felt like the world had tilted on its axis. Then she called for her brother, my brother-in-law. Turns out she had been having an affair with my brother-in-law. I didn't react, I didn't shout, I didn't do anything. I just stared at her. She looked away, then at her sister, then she started crying uncontrollably. I couldn't breathe and I left. I walked out, got in my car and drove. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing. I needed to get away. I'm parked on the side of some random road right now, trying to process everything. My wife, my brother-in-law, a baby that's not mine, a marriage I don't even know what it is anymore. I'm done, and I am broken. I don't know what to do. I need to sleep it off, I guess. Update 5. I haven't slept. Not really. Just drifted in and out of this weird, half-conscious state, filled with fragmented images and half-formed thoughts. I drove back to the house this morning. I don't know why. Some masochistic urge, I guess, to see the wreckage, I don't know, she wasn't there. The house was empty, silent, eerily clean, like she'd scrubbed away any trace of herself. And then the text from Mark. Not my Mark, the other Mark, my former brother-in-law. It wasn't cryptic this time. It was an explanation, a confession. He said he was sorry, that he'd been an idiot, that he'd let things get out of hand. He said he and Lisa had connected emotionally, that they'd talked a lot about their lives, their frustrations, their loneliness, that they'd found comfort in each other. And she got pregnant. That was not a lie after all. He swore, and I don't know if I believe him, that it had never become physical, that they'd never kissed, never touched, never anything. He said they'd both realized before it went too far that they were playing with fire, that they'd pulled back, but the damage was done. The emotional connection, the betrayal, it was there. He said he was telling me this because he felt I deserved to know the truth, and because he was leaving his wife, leaving the state, leaving everything behind. I didn't reply. I didn't know what to say. And then another text from Lisa's sister, my ex-sister-in-law. She confirmed it, said she'd known about the emotional affair, that she'd tried to talk Lisa out of it, that she'd even threatened to tell me. She said Lisa was devastated, ashamed, terrified, that she'd gone to stay with her parents, that she didn't know what to do. I still haven't spoken to Lisa. I don't know if I can. I'm numb again, but it's a different kind of numb. Before, it was the numbness of shock, of disbelief. Now, it's the numbness of acceptance. I don't know what the future holds. Divorce, probably. Counseling, maybe. I don't know. But I know this. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm going to get through this. Somehow. I'll update again when I have something to update. Right now, I need to breathe. Update 6. Final. It's been a while. Months, I guess. Time has lost all meaning. I've been going through the motions. Work, sleep, eat, repeat. Trying to rebuild. Trying to find some semblance of normalcy in the wreckage of my life. The divorce is proceeding. Slowly, messily. Lisa contested it at first. Then she didn't. Then she did again. It's been a roller coaster of legal bullshit and emotional whiplash. She finally confessed. Not to me, directly, but to her lawyer, to her parents, to everyone. The pregnancy, it was real, but it wasn't Mark's. It was her sister's husband. A one-time mistake. A drunken, desperate attempt to, I don't know, fill a void, I guess. A void that I apparently created, or at least that's how she sees it. And then, the twist, the final up unbelievable twist. Lisa, she lost the baby. A miscarriage, early on. She hadn't even told Mark, the brother-in-law, yet. She was waiting for the right time. As if there was a right time for any of this. It was a relative from her sister's side of the family. He was the one who told me about the situation. South. Here I am, divorced, childless, again, betrayed, broken, but also free. I've moved into a new place, a small apartment. It's empty, but it's mine. I've started dating, casually, nothing serious, just trying to remember what it feels like to be human, to connect with someone, without the fear, without the doubt. Lisa, I don't know. She's a mess, and I feel nothing. No anger, no sadness, nothing. Just emptiness. I guess that's closure of a sort. I want to thank you all, seriously, for the support, for the advice, for the everything. You guys were my lifeline, my sanity, my Reddit fan. I don't know what the future holds, but I know this. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to survive. I'm going to live. And that Reddit is enough for now. I am thinking of joining a support group as well. I'll probably lurk around here, offering advice where I can, but I think I'm done sharing my own story. It's time to move on. Thanks again for everything. That's all for this story. I'll be back with another one. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It motivates me to create more content like this.